Okay, folks, I am going to try to do this so I can show you, but I am behind the tripod and I'm going to be reaching beyond the tripod to get the winnowing pan so you can see it. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but right now I am about to winnow out some coriander seed. Coriander, as you know, is just cilantro seed, right? So these have been drying for two and a half weeks. So all I use is a Dollar Tree, $1.25 white. I guess they call this a dish pan. I'm not sure. My regular winnowing pan, I've retired that and I've started out new with this one. So I'm going to take these seeds and I am going to put them in the winnowing pan, chaff and all. What I am trying to do is get rid of the chaff. So this is how it looks right now. There's all kinds of chaff. There's a few seed stems in there. But this is what I do. I just settle it all in, and this is very awkward. But I am going to put it all down, all of it, right down to one end. And this is more awkward than I thought it was going to be, but we're going to try it. So as you can see, there's all kinds of debris in there. There's a leaf. So all I do is shake it and then I tilt it away from me. So it's going to be tilted about like this. It's going to be this end here is going to be tipped away from me for right now. And all I'm going to do is hang on to it like this. And I'm just going to bounce it. Now what that is allowing that to do is the fine powdery stuff that you do not want in your saved seeds are going to settle on the bottom for the most part. For the most part, it's going to settle down here in the corner. And I just tipped it. So this is what I do. I do this for a little bit. And then I angle it the other way. You can see some of those seeds rolling down. And so now I don't have quite as much angle. Before I was about like this. Boy, this is not easy. Before I was about like this. Now I'm going to be about like this. Trying to keep your pan, instead of doing this, try to keep it straight. So let me start over. And then I tip it, this part up a little bit toward me. And this part down here is down probably maybe an inch. And all I'm going to do is jump it ever so slightly. Now some of that debris is going to come down. You're going to have to winnow it probably 2 or 3 times, depend on the seed. Now this works really good for beet seed, for mustard seed, for cilantro seed, a lot of seed, kale seed. And as you can see, it's looking, whoops, it's looking pretty clean down here until I just tipped it too much so you could see. So let me start over. Just kind of bounce it. If you see it collecting in one corner or the other, it's because you're tilting it, you're not holding it level, as in this way or this way. Try to hold it level. Okay, now I'm going to tip it up a little bit. And you're not gonna bounce it hard. You're just going to bounce it just enough for that debris to settle and for the seeds to become free. And again, you'll have to do this 2 or 3 or 4 times, depend on the seed and how clean you want it. I am looking through my cell phone doing this, so this isn't the best position for me to be in because my arms are right out straight. Now, every once in a while, just take all the free seed and just pull it down. Keep shaking it. And you're shaking with both at the same time. You're not moving your arms. You're just moving your wrists are stationary, basically. Your hands are what's bouncing it. Pull it down. And if you see it collecting over here, that means you're either shaking one hand a little bit too much or you've tilted the pan. Now, that is pretty clean. I don't know if you can see that. There's still some seed in there. But what I do now is, yeah, I think I'll give it a few more shakes. Now, you don't want many seed in your pan all at once because you see what happened? It'll start climbing up the pan on you. Okay, now when you see very few seed and you start seeing the chaff come towards you, unless you want to pick out every one of those seeds, folks, just discard that. So I am going to discard this up here without losing my seed here. And I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. And the thing with the Dollar Tree white dish pans, white makes the seeds show up pretty good, but there's also a static factor, like right here. Now, I know a lot of people winnow by blowing on the seeds or having a fan blow or doing it out in the wind. That's all definitely doable. If I wanted these are seeds for next year. If I wanted to use these seeds for cooking, I've got some already in the house. If I wanted to use these seeds for cooking, I would do a much cleaner job. But let's winnow it again. Shake it. Get any of that debris down in that corner on that end, and then tilt it the other way. And you might want to, this is a leaf, you can reach in here anytime, but I wouldn't spend a lot of time reaching in and cleaning out. But some of this stuff just doesn't like to, I can't even pick it up. Some of those little leaf twigs, you'll have to pick them out. And if you see some of that stuff, like I said, you can reach down and take it right out. Again, I'm not going to be too picky because these are seed. Seed for another time. And then I've cleaned them out pretty good. What works really good on this stuff here is a damp paper towel. I mean, barely damp, folks. Like I said, this plastic tub, it has a lot of static. So it kind of likes to hold on to it, but still, this is my favorite way to do everything as far as winnowing. And I think this will be good enough to do it one more time. And every time the seeds get cleaner and cleaner. Hold on just a second, folks. Okay, so you see all that debris in there? I am just going to take a clean paper towel, dry, and I'm just going to wipe out. Bring it up to the side, shake the paper towel off. Basically what you're seeing is dust. dust from the chaff. Like I said, this isn't necessary if you're just saving it for seed, but if you're going to eat it, then I would definitely try to get as much of that chaff dust as I could out of there. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Okay. Sometimes the static is in your favor too. Now tilt it back toward me a little bit, the top up. Let that roll down. You don't want to be too aggressive. Trying to leave the chaff behind. When the chaff starts coming down, then you can wipe again. Bring it up the side. There. That is good enough for me. That is definitely good enough for me for seed saving. Well, I might pick that out there, but whoops, the wind come up. So that's how I do it. Just slightly bouncing it, getting some of that chaff settled. Tip it, the bottom, the part that's towards you, down a little bit and the up, and just do some shaking mode. You can even do that if you want. Whatever works for you. But I found this is the easiest way for me to winnow out seed. There. There's my seed for next year, folks. That's it. Like I said, you can do this with kale seed. It works really, really well with beet seed. Of course, you plant the beet one year. You don't pull it. The next year it grows. The beet root will be pretty large, really large in fact. But the second year beet plant is what produces the beet seed. The same with a lot of your garden plants. They produce seed the second year. So it's always good to leave one or two plants in your garden to go to seed. And one beet plant, folks, will give you a lot of beet seed. But if something happens to that one plant that you saved to go to seed, it's always good to have a second plant for seed. You can always give the seed away, right? People like stuff that's free. But there it is, folks.